In 2004, NASCAR shifted its six-decade evolution into overdrive. A new title sponsor, a garage full of new racing stars, and an entirely new way of competing for the most coveted prize in American motorsports. This is the story of a 36-race season that changed NASCAR forever. The cast of characters in this high-speed drama is as varied as the tracks they race on. Dale Earnhardt Jr., from beneath the shadow of his name, has emerged one of the most recognizable figures in all of sports. Jeremy Mayfield, once forgotten NASCAR star, thrust back into the spotlight. Ryan Newman, a Purdue-trained engineer that attacks the track with the calculating precision of a mathematician. Mark Martin, a four-time bridesmaid and written off at the age of 45, but back again to stare down the youngsters. Matt Kenseth, all he wanted was a chance to defend his 2003 title. Kurt Busch, he feasts on pure excitement. Top 10s may clinch championships, but the kid prefers wins. Tony Stewart, frequently criticized, but never overestimated. Elliott Sadler, NASCAR's longtime lovable loser, now on the cusp of a championship. Jimmy Johnson, the 48 team pounded their way through the first 20 weeks of the season, but limped into September. Jeff Gordon, once the original young gun, now the greatest legend in the chase. 10 drivers, 10 races, 10 weeks. The chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup 2004. As the son of a 7-time champion, expectations ran high for Dale Earnhardt Jr. The one race every driver wants to win is the Daytona 500. It took Junior's dad, the Intimidator, 20 years to win the great American race. At the 2004 Daytona 500, Junior showed he had the car to beat.
Be frustrating for Stewart to track that 8-car lap after lap, hoping it bobbles.
Everybody on their feet in Daytona. Dale Earnhardt Jr. now with a 3-car length advantage over Tony Stewart.
20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500.
The legacy continues. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the 46th Daytona 500.
Every man on every crew has come out to the edge of pit lane.
Let's get out and acknowledge these fans. They love you.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
The man who has dominated everything there is to win in this sport, except this race, until today.
Good God, I'm Daytona 500 champion. I can't believe it. He was over in the passenger side riding with me. I'm sure he was having a blast.
For the first time in his Cup career, Junior was the points leader. 2 races later, that lead vanished.
Junior radioing in saying this car is really, really unmanageable.
The point leader is in trouble.
After a 35th place finish in Las Vegas, the number 8 team rebounded in Atlanta.
Earnhardt Jr. is the class of the field at Atlanta Motor Speedway as he wins the Golden Corral 500, picking up victory number 2 in 2004.
Junior's 11th career win moved him into 3rd in the standings. The victory meant much more.
Well, he was hero to zero, back to hero again. And I marked this track on a long list of tracks that I wanted to win at since I was a little kid, and seen my daddy come here and take home some of these ski naughties.
Here's Earnhardt battling back to the outside. At the stripe, it is going to be Dale Earnhardt by maybe 1 foot as he wins the Cracker Barrel 500.
Winning at the tracks where his father had won, Junior Mania reached a new peak.
They're side by side for the lead off the end of the back straightaway. 2 Chevys dueling for the top spot at Richmond.
You're the man. That thing was awesome. Not good call on the pit, Scott.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Chevy American Revolution 400.
Looking to improve his driving skills on road courses, Junior entered the American Le Mans Series during an off week.
I love to drive, I love to race, and I take the risk every time I get in the car, no matter what car it is.
That decision almost cost him his life. Remarkably, Junior escaped with only minor burns. Still, the recovery process was lengthy. For several weeks, Junior needed a replacement driver to complete the race.
And belts have to be tightened. But the NASCAR officials looking in the car, making sure that he is safe to re-enter the speedway. They say that he is, they don't stand before him, and he leaves. They beat the pace car out.
By Bristol in August, Junior was back to true form.
One more lap.
White flag.
Can Kenseth get close enough to him? Watch the back bumper.
Watch turn 3. Watch how far he goes in.
Hello. Oh, not quite close enough. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins it.
Junior won the Busch race, but a victory in the number 8 car at the Bristol night race was the ultimate prize.
Oh, and Earnhardt spins him out. Oh, man. And Dale Earnhardt takes the checkered flag.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., the first ever driver to sweep a weekend here at Bristol. The Busch Series race and the Cup race in the same weekend.
Hey! That's awesome! Good job, Yuri!
Man, this is one of the biggest wins of my career.
Why is that?
It's Bristol, baby! Big winner! Yeah!
Pop would have been proud. Matt Kenseth entered 2004 as the defending champion.
Matt Kenseth comes to the line and is the 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion.
And I'm going to bring this up right now with Matt Kenseth, regardless of what he does. So much talk about this chase for the championship being changed because of the way he ran away with the point system. He didn't run that well in the last 10 races. The reason he ran that way, he was protecting his lead. He's showing these guys now, change it, I'll adapt to it.
A lot of the discussion about the new system to determine the champion seems to be centered around whether or not it was a reaction to Matt Kenseth's dominance of last year.
If the number 17 car drove like it had something to prove, it did. The big chip on Matt Kenseth's shoulder would start to fall off at the Rock.
This is a real special place. This is the site of my first Busch Series win and now Jack's first championship. So it's really a special place. I hate to see this place go, and I have a lot of special memories here.
The second race of the 2004 season would be the final Cup race in Rockingham, North Carolina. The Rock has always been good to Kenseth. He scored his first win there as a Busch driver, and in 2003, clinched the Cup Series championship there as well.
Yeah, here comes Kenseth.
And the 9's coming with him. They're coming together. That's a smart move.
Gordon is in the outside wall, gets up on his side, comes back down, spins down on the inside of the racetrack. A single car accident on the back straightaway as Robbie Gordon spins down on the inside of turn 3.
A tough break for Kenseth and Kane.
Well, it could be. The field is frozen. When the caution comes out, it's frozen, so we've got to figure out where everybody is.
How many times have we said it here, Darrell? This changes everything.
It definitely does, and it changes it for the better for that 42 car.
With Donnie Wingo.
I mean, I don't understand how you can pit on the green and get your lap back and still be ahead of the guys that didn't pit under the green, you know, pit under caution. I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand it.
Now, Matt Kenseth was shown as being the last car on the lead lap. Tommy Baldwin has won his appeal. They're going to wave Casey Kane past the pace car and bring him around. He is judged to also have remained on the lead lap.
Kenseth kept finding his way to the front. He led 259 of the 393 laps.
Matt Kenseth just continues to drive away.
I think for Kenseth, preparation has just met opportunity.
Despite Kenseth's dominance, a furious charge from rookie sensation Casey Kane would lead to the closest finish ever at the Rock.
Side by side to the line. Kenseth.
Like The Rock, Las Vegas is another place where Kenseth has scored big.
DW, like I tell you every week, race number 3, reach up there one more time and pull them belts tight.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Viva Las Vegas!
Rocking along here today in the desert, Matt Kenseth. He's all by his lonesome out here.
Kasey Kahne now gets in front of Jamie McMurray. That's the good news. Bad news, he's 4.1 seconds back.
And Matt Kenseth works his way through traffic, just slices at will through whoever happens to be in front of him, continuing to stretch his advantage.
Matt Kenseth has dominated the action all day long here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and he will make it back-to-back wins in the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400.
Kenseth's second win in the first 3 races of 2004 allowed him to claim the points lead. At the inaugural Nextel All-Star Challenge in May, there were no cup points on the line. Still, there were a million other reasons Kenseth would drive as hard as he could to get to victory lane.
Kenseth is poised and ready to strike.
Kenseth trying to loosen up Newman. He does and goes to the inside.
Got him.
Got him, he got him.
Do you feel like $1 million? Matt Kenseth wins the NASCAR Nextel All-Star Challenge.
Nice job, nice job.
The classic definition of unassuming. Kenseth proved he could contend for the NASCAR Nextel Cup in 2004. How do past champions reclaim what was once their own?
I've thought that I could always control my temper, and I've thought that I could make changes myself and get it under control, and obviously I can't.
What do they hold on to?
The Rushville Rocket from Indiana is the 2002 NASCAR Winston Cup champion.
Do they hold on to the passion they once knew? Or do they reinvent themselves to get another personality? For Tony Stewart, the answer is simple. Be yourself. Where there's smoke, there's fire. One driver's over-aggression is another's sincere effort to win. Tony Stewart burns with a fire to win.
Win the Daytona 500, everyone remembers it. Finish second in the Daytona 500, only you remember it.
In 2004, Stewart finished second in the Daytona 500. With the new championship format, Stewart hoped to keep his cool. A third-place finish in Las Vegas put him in second place in the point standings.
I think anybody was going to touch Matt Kenseth, and there was nothing you could do with him. He was just a class of the field. But you know, the name of the game right now is getting points for that 26-point week season, to where we can get ourselves in that last 10 and try to win this thing.
Despite Tony Stewart's new demeanor, controversy was his middle name.
Tony was trying to go by on the outside. Kasey squeezed him a little bit, kind of irritated Tony the Tiger there.
And remember what he's trying to do. He came in here second in points. He's trying to capitalize.
For the talented but temperamental Stewart, this has been a season of heat and defeat.
Seriously, how about smoke from under the helmet? I mean, keeping that driver pinned in and under control of his emotions. And you saw what Tony Stewart just did.
When Tony Stewart bends his radiator ductwork up or busts the radiator in that race car, there's no sense in that going on here at lap 162, battling for 9th position.
I mean, it's frustrating when we've been as good as we've been since 1999, and we've never really been in a slump like we're in right now.
He just freaking wrecked him. He just turned and made it 3 wide and just wrecked him. That's pathetic.
Got trouble.
Tony
Stewart in a 20 car. Caution is out.
I think he's going to save it. Buddy, now, I don't care what anybody says. That's a piece of driving right there.
contact. Tony Stewart and the two of Rusty Wallace.
There's no hidden frustrations. I think the people that are blowing it out of proportion are, you know, Mike Joy and Larry McReynolds and Darrell Waltrip in the booth. Nobody else has been complaining about it.
I talked to Tony. I said, look, man, there's a common denominator in all these situations, and it's you.
Oh, no! That's the race leader, Kasey Kahne. Wow.
There's a big fight in the 20 pit. Tommy Baldwin, a number of the Dodge guys came down to talk to the 20 crew members. They are trying to break this up. Huge altercation down here in the 20 pit.
Tony Stewart loses temper again and take our car out for the second time this year. You know, I don't know. NASCAR refuses to do anything about it. Had the perfect opportunity. I mean, you got a guy that does it week in, week out, and nobody's doing anything. He gave Rusty the finger. I'd like to have 10 minutes with Tony Stewart. I'll handle it myself.
Tony is a lightning rod. Anytime he does anything, it gets attention. There's no question. And he is that way because of his past actions on and off the track. Tony Stewart, with his first win of 2004, he takes the Tropicana 400 in Chicago.
You know, we've been through some ups and downs there in the last month or two.
Stewart survived some rumbling and tumbling for his first win at Chicagoland. At Watkins Glen, it was a different kind of rumbling that almost sidelined Stewart.
And the race for the lead, Tony Stewart is chasing Jeff Gordon, but something's possibly up with Tony.
He's got stomach cramps going on right now. He wants to get out of that race car. Hates to even think about it running second. They're looking for one of the road course drivers that may not have gone home yet.
Hard to get out of a race car performing that well.
Yeah.
He must really be feeling unpleasant.
Tony Stewart to take the lead.
Tony Stewart on the charge once more on the backstretch.
Long gone is Tony Stewart.
They told Boris Said, thank you very much. Our driver told us he's going to gut it out. Tony, leading the race, will stay in the car.
And here at Watkins Glen today, overcoming the physical cramps that have dogged him throughout the day, and he's going to ride his way to a dominating win. He'll lead half the race today and take his second Watkins Glen checkered flag. Tony Stewart is the winner.
Tony Stewart has won championships as a driver in the Indy Racing League and NASCAR. In 2004, he won 2 races and finished in the top 10 in 9 of the season's first 18 races. Smoke, full of controversy, still a proven winner. The dawn of a new season saw Jeff Gordon start the Drive for 5. Already a 4-time NASCAR champion, Gordon came to Martinsville with high expectations.
It's Jeff Gordon's 47th career pole and his 3rd straight at Martinsville. Jeff Gordon, who has dominated, leading 180 laps this far, he's hit something hard.
Well, Jeff Gordon did say that he thought it was a piece of the racetrack that had come up and hit the right front corner of his race car. He is very unhappy, not surprisingly, behind the wheel of the car, feeling that he is having to pay a penalty for the facility on which he is racing this afternoon.
Jeff Gordon is making his case to Mike Helton about, you know, hey, we're going to have to stop, but can I have my track position back?
A huge piece of concrete was in my way. I'm laughing about it now, but I'm not happy about this. First, we got to come in and fix it, you know, when we go back racing. I think they said they're going to try to, you know, patch it with some kind of an epoxy, but, you know, they got a pretty serious problem over there.
Jeff Gordon restarted 23rd. He is up to 17th. Here's the battle for 5th. Gordon under Newman, but Ryan got the rocket launch off turn 4 and holds him off.
Some around the garage area say that Gordon's 6th place finish at Martinsville was the best driving in a damaged car they had ever seen. Although misfortune robbed them of a probable victory, it didn't take long for Lady Luck to join the number 24 team. In recent years, super speedways have been dominated by the DEI team. At Talladega, Gordon got lucky and snapped that streak.
He was about a half a car length ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. when Brian Vickers was completely sideways.
Jeff Gordon will be the leader.
And the DEI Talladega streak ends at 5 as Jeff Gordon wins his first restrictor plate points-paying race since this event back in the year 2000.
Gordon's luck continued the following week.
Checker flag, Jeff Gordon wins it.
Gordon's good fortune came in streaks.
Gordon is your new leader in turn 11.
And I got to tell you something. That may be the last time they see Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon starts on the pole, and he will win the Dodge Save Mart 350 by 10 car lengths over Jamie McMurray in an absolutely dominating performance.
For the 20th time in his career, Jeff Gordon scores back-to-back Nextel Cup Series win.
In a 4-week span, Gordon won 4 poles and back-to-back races. In his home state, Gordon recorded win number 5.
Jeff Gordon, the winner of the 11th Brickyard 400. Jeff Gordon has become the first 4-time winner of a stock car event at the Brickyard 400.
NASCAR's all-time leader in wins is Richard Petty, the King. Hot on his heels is Jeff Gordon, the winningest driver on the circuit today.
I've had a wonderful career. I've won 55 races right now and, 30 or 40 pole positions, and I'm really proud of all my accomplishments. But I'm here today to announce my retirement from driving at the end of the 2005 season.
Rusty Wallace has had a memorable career.
Rusty now about a foot off the back bumper of Jimmy Johnson.
And Rusty clears him for the lead.
Rusty Wallace going back to victory lane at Martinsville.
In 2004, Wallace won for the 55th time. Another old pro also is on the verge of retirement. While he's no stranger to title hunts, Mark Martin has never actually won a title. He finished second in the Cup standings 4 times. It had been 2 years since Martin visited Victory Lane, but all that changed at Dover in June. When a multi-car pileup took out nearly half the field, Martin settled into second place behind Kasey Kahne.
Hey, Kasey Kahne lost it. Oh, there's oil. There's oil on the racetrack.
Use my time. You got it.
Oil on the racetrack.
Not willing to settle for second best, Martin made the most of the number 9 car's misfortune.
Mark Martin takes a checkered flag.
Martin's improbable victory was the 34th of his career, but more important were the points that came with it. He moved into 13th place in the standings, giving the number 6 team a realistic chance at the chase for the championship. It was a remarkable comeback, considering where Martin started the season. Daytona proved to be disastrous.
Trouble turn number 3. And the caution flag is out.
Oh, hang on there.
And how disappointing is that? Mark Martin really felt like he had something today to win the Daytona 500.
Engine failure led to a 43rd place finish and proved to be a harbinger of things to come. Following the win in Dover, disappointment struck again. Martin recorded another DNF at Pocono.
That's disgusting. We spent half of the races I bet we spent 7 of the 14 in the garage. I just wanted to be in the points thing. It's just one race out of 500 or 600 or 700, whatever I've run. It's not that big a deal. The big deal is that now that does it. We were already too far back, but might have had a chance. But that's the last one there. We couldn't afford to have that happen in the last 14.
Overcoming mechanical misfortunes was a constant challenge for Martin. But he kept proving his resiliency. At Michigan in August, the number 6 team had another hurdle to cross.
Matter of fact, that's not enough for Mark. He's going for the lead. He's on the move. He will take the lead away. Mark Martin to the point.
4 tires and fuel. 3/4 round adjustment on Mark Martin. They're going to bring him back down pit road.
We're going to come back in. We're missing a little down the left wheel. We're going to come back in.
And the subject of that missing lug nut is quite vigorously being debated by his crew chief, Pat Tryson, with the NASCAR officials in his pit.
Martin lost the lead, but he did not lose hope.
But Mark Martin will not go away that easily.
Mark Martin, the last 40 laps of this race has been fantastic. That's Pat Tryson.
Yeah, that's Mark Martin's radio.
That's the 6. Yeah, they were talking about 4-2.
Mark Martin is on pit road. They're doing the right side on the 6 week.
And look at Mark Martin. He's right behind Greg Biffle.
Yep. Good call. Well, we'll see if it's a good call.
It's a good call.
But that was the only shot you had. It's the only call.
By going with only 2 tires when the rest of the field took 4, Martin was able to salvage a second-place finish.
Vancouver, Washington's Greg Biffle wins at Michigan.
At California in September, Martin again remained in the hunt.
Mark Martin, the driver on the move.
Mark Martin has been very, very strong all afternoon long.
Martin's third-place finish at California vaulted him from 12th to 10th in the point standings. Only 1 race remained before the chase. The 2003 season was one Elliott Sadler would like to forget.
Oh, trouble! Elliott Sadler over once and a half and on his roof. Now the car tumbling hard onto the pavement in turn 3.
You okay, man? Can you hear us? Get in the grass down there. Get in the grass. Got a fire truck right there at you. See, you hear me?
Oh, there we go.
For the 3rd race in a row, Elliott Sadler has serious damage.
That is a scene that Elliott's getting tired of repeating.
Sadler was unable to finish 9 races in 2003. Many questioned his ability. But help came in the form of crew chief Todd Parrott, who won a championship in 1999 with teammate Dale Jarrett. An off-season venture proved vital as Robert Yates Racing and Roush Racing joined forces in the motor department. With a new engine package under the hood, Sadler and Jarrett looked to start anew in Daytona. The strategy worked. For much of his career, Sadler had been considered a top talent who had yet to deliver. Now he had the opportunity for potential to finally meet performance. Veteran Dale Jarrett also benefited from the experience as well.
Final lap with a Budweiser shootout at Daytona. Double wide for the race lead. Kevin Harvick to the inside, Dale Jarrett to the outside.
And Jarrett goes to the front in the 88.
Junior pushing Jarrett by. Now does Junior have enough time to make the move? We make it back-to-back shootout wins. Dale Jarrett trying to cross Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Make it wide.
Junior looking low. Not going to happen. Budweiser shootout winner number 3 for Dale Jarrett.
Last year was a long year. This is 2004, and we're ready to go.
Where Jarrett went, Sadler followed. He won the pole of the second 125-mile qualifying race at Daytona.
Elliott Sadler starts on the pole. Green flag goes in the air. That bottom lane starts to move immediately. And
Here they come down to the tri-oval. Elliott Sadler with a 5 or 6 car length lead.
Elliott Sadler will win in the second of the Gatorade 125s. What a speed week for Elliott Sadler so far.
Great to see our teams working this good together and this successful. We told everybody we're coming back. We got a lot of Robert Yates fans to make up to.
For Parrott and Sadler, 2004 would be a continual work in progress.
Elliott Sadler, he faded a little bit in the middle of the race, but Todd Parrott and that group, they've been getting it better now here in the later stages.
Consistency was the key to a comeback. At Texas in April, Sadler was secure in the top 10. But for his first victory, he had Kasey Kahne in hot pursuit.
Here goes Elliott Sadler. He takes the lead in turn 3.
Elliott Sadler better pedal that thing for all that Ford is worth.
Elliott Sadler has driven beautifully, but Kahne is just that stronger.
Kasey Kahne again reeling him in. He goes to the top side, but Sadler slips right up in front of him.
Kahne makes a move to the outside at the stripe, but Elliott Sadler wins the Samsung Radio Shack 500.
It's not a regular stick and ball sport where it's one winner, one loser. One winner, 42 losers. You don't really get a chance all the time. So it's something that you really take to heart and you take a lot of pride in it.
Sadler would find that magic formula of success again at California in September.
Under the glow of the Musco lights up the back straightaway, it is a side-by-side battle for the top spot with Elliott Sadler looking low to turn 3. Robbie Gordon right at his right elbow. They continue to be fender-to-fender. In fact, Gordon almost got into Sadler.
But Gordon now begins to fight back. At the same time, Kasey Kahne tries to close in as well.
It's an even duel between Kasey Kahne and Elliott Sadler for the first position, and Kasey Kahne has got it. He'll close the deal off of turn 4.
Here comes Elliott Sadler. This is the battle for second.
So in the traffic jam on the restart, with the cars trying to stay in front of the leader and stay on the lead lap, Elliott Sadler goes through and takes the top spot.
Ford is going to victory lane again here at California Speedway, and Elliott Sadler's going to do it for him.
In 2004, Sadler combined consistency with flashes of brilliance. In years gone by, he had never contended for a title.
I think we got some for him. We might be the sleeper before the year's over with.
Heading into the season, many tabbed Ryan Newman as the odds-on favorite to win the championship.
And we have a spin and a crash in turn 2. 2 cars, it's Ryan Newman and Vickers.
Ryan Newman has gone up and smacked the outside retaining wall. The outside pole sitter, Newman, has crashed while running in the 14th position.
Despite numerous setbacks and obstacles, Newman demonstrated an incredible resiliency to climb back into contention. In 2003, Newman won 8 races. There was talk that in 2004, the number 12 team struggled to adjust to the new softer tire compounds. For most of the year, Newman remained an enigma. He clearly had the horses to win each and every week, but he never seemed to gain momentum. It was only a matter of time until the number 12 team found their rhythm. At Michigan in June, Newman finally hit his stride.
The Rocket Man, Ryan Newman, quickly rocketed away from the field. Ryan Newman to victory lane for the first time since last October.
Kevin Harvick's attempt to qualify for the chase to the championship was steady and silent. He was consistently a top 10 performer and among the top 10 in points. But at Bristol in August, Harvick found out how big his mouth was when he bit off more than he can chew. During the Cup night race, Harvick needed out. 3 races over 3 days proved to be too much. Harvick drove in the Craftsman Truck Series, then the Busch race. Physically exhausted, the number 29 car limped to 37th place, effectively taking Harvick out of the chase.
I think you look back on it as we made a lot of mistakes, and you know, we probably didn't deserve to be in the top 10 with the mistakes that we made.
In 2003, Jamie McMurray was Rookie of the Year. In 2004, McMurray fought off the sophomore slump.
And Jamie McMurray has an issue, and it's not going to be fuel. He came on the radio, told Donnie Wingo, we have something amiss in the engine department. He even switched ignition boxes. That did not solve the problem.
I mean, we really don't deserve to be in there right now. The way we finished in the top 10 a lot, and we've raced well enough, but we've just broke too many times, too many DNF.
Bobby Labonte won the title in 2000, but any chances of bringing home a second championship disappeared when the number 18 team fired its crew chief in mid-season. In the second half of the season, Labonte failed to contend.
I hate it for all the guys. I mean, I think we got a great race team. We just didn't be able to prove it in the last, 6 or 7 races to rebound from what we had a few weeks ago.
Jeremy Mayfield resurrected his career. The number 19 team fought to overcome early season adversity.
A lot of little instances that happen throughout the year that you always look back on, but you can't look back in this sport. You got to keep looking forward.
Mayfield's resurgence gave him a realistic chance to qualify for the chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup. arrogant, brash, and talented describe Kurt Busch. Busch grew up in Las Vegas, but Bristol is his home away from home.
Second straight Food City 500 win for Kurt Busch. The race is over and it's his.
Young man on the move. I'm telling you, got to keep an eye on him, keep a camera on him. Is that 97 car? He's got a good-looking hot rod right now.
Rusty had the bumper right there in turn one, but Busch is driving away. Checkered flag, Kurt Busch.
This one by far has got to be the sweetest. Just keep digging. One race at a time. But when we get to the final 10, there's going to be no holding back. You got to let it rip.
Here comes Kurt Busch right up to Dale Jr.
Love him or hate him, Kurt Busch strives to be consistent.
Here comes Kurt Busch. He wants to fight back to the outside.
Sometimes Busch gets bumped.
Trouble in turn 3, a huge multi-car crash, and they are still piling in.
I mean, guys, I see a lot of our guys top 10 in points, like Kurt Busch came in here second points.
I don't know why he committed to turn 3 as late as he did. He knew he needed to follow me in. Now we're here instead of out on the track.
Other times, Busch does the bumping.
Trouble, man, big trouble down there.
At least 3 cars.
That was totally uncalled for, and you can say, well, I was bump drafting, but you don't bump draft at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Kurt Busch took out the whole field, and 2 really good cars had a chance of $1 million tonight. If I was Jack Roush, I don't know what I'd do.
Busch's talent is undeniable. He has an aggressive, competitive streak that runs deep. In 4 years on the Cup circuit, he has matured, and at New Hampshire in July, the number 97 team showed they were definitely a dark horse candidate for the Nextel Cup.
Been a struggle over the late spring and early summer for Kurt Busch. No more. He wins today at New Hampshire International Speedway. Couple of car lengths over Jeff Gordon, his second win of the season.
You won at Bristol, then struggled for a few weeks, didn't you?
It's been a struggle with this tire, but this is just an awesome win. We had to come to this week and know we had to put some points together. And this is more or less our 10 races to go. We've got to do it now if we want to be in position.
Winning at New Hampshire put the number 97 team in position for a title run when the chase to the Nextel Cup returned 8 weeks later.
You have to go out and get points. That's all that it boils down to. It's going to be a battle to be within whatever that window is. If it's top 10 or a certain amount of points, you know, maybe the last 10 races might be a little bit more exciting. You're not going to have anybody with a big points lead. Nobody's, you know, managing their lead from there on in. So maybe it'll be a good shootout.
The thing that makes me happy at the end of the day is when I get out of the race car and I know that I did all that I could do. Just knowing that if I give 100% and things work out right, I have the potential to be a champion.
His talent was evident from the start.
Came back to Rick and said, hey, what do you think about this Jimmie Johnson kid? This might be the piece that we were looking for.
I think he's going to be a superstar in the sport.
25-year-old Jimmie Johnson in his 58th NASCAR Busch Series start will take the first ever checkered flag at Chicagoland Speedway.
From his first Busch victory to his first Cup victory, Jimmie Johnson has been dominant. The communication between his crew and their versatility is amazing. The number 48 team can win on any track the Cup circuit has to offer. At Darlington in March, lightning-quick pit stops put the number 48 car out in front all day. In May, Johnson led 334 of 400 laps.
When you get over here, I want to see you burn them things down, buddy.
At Pocono in June, Johnson again dominated. When the Cup Series returned in August, Johnson did what he has done so many times at other tracks in years past. He swept the series. Far ahead of the competition in points, the number 48 team tried new setups.
Chad Knaus, Jimmie Johnson's crew chief, has been very open lately about experimenting with chassis setups, aerodynamic packages. Is it hard to do that, Jimmy, and stick to the game plan?
We have a nice cushion. It all resets here in a little bit anyways, but we don't want to have failures, period.
Jimmie Johnson has only fallen out of 2 races so far this season. This would be the first engine-related problem that his team has suffered.
2 weeks in a row, a lot of points have been spent.
Yeah, it has. You know, I've probably been the slowest to conform with this new point system, but it's too bad. And, you know, today was all my fault. I feel terrible. Made a small mistake that was very costly.
And this is an interview Jimmie Johnson has not wanted to do for a 3rd straight week.
I'm just dumbfounded right now. I can smell oil and locked up, so I must have broke a valve or dropped the cylinder. Bad momentum on our side right now. We'll get it back, though.
August has been a month to forget for Jimmie Johnson. 3 engine failures, and yesterday in practice wrecked his primary car, having to go to a backup car today.
To be a champion, you've got to fight through all things and all odds, and we're ready for the battle.
Jimmie's troubling month of August lingered in the minds of many. How would the number 48 team respond in the chase?
Who's going to get into the chase? Who's going to get locked out? Who's going to be mad at whom? How many guys are actually going to compete in the 10-race chase for the championship? In 400 laps, we'll have our answer.
The top 5, they are locked in. No matter where they finish tonight, they are good for the chase. Can't get them out of there. Elliott Sadler needs to only start the race, and he'll be okay.
Chevrolet, it's time to rock and roll. So, gentlemen, start your engine!
Been talking about it all summer. Tonight we find out who gets in and who is left out in the chase for the Nextel Cup. We're underway in Richmond as the green flag waves. We put Kurt Busch on camera to tell you this. Todd Bodine's car has just been retired from the race. Kurt is assured of finishing 42nd or better. There is the first clincher tonight.
Jeremy Mayfield led a lap. How about that?
5 bonus points. He finally got the nose under Mike Wallace and got the run off turn 4. Here we go. Dale Jr.'s in it. Jimmie Johnson.
And Mark Martin's in it.
Mark Martin has spun. I don't think he got hit.
Okay. All right, stop right there. Keep going. Right there.
Back on the brake. Come on. Stay low. Come on.
Half-pound on the right front tire for Bobby Labonte, who's having an excellent run.
Kevin Harvick gives up 8th place. The car was loose into the corner, loose off the corner. They'll make a track bar adjustment to this car. 4 tires and fuel for Harvick.
Go hard.
Matt, are we in good shape?
It's real close, Ryan.
Uh-oh, we got trouble in 2.
That will be Kasey Kahne. just in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. when he spun.
Will it run? Will it run? Can he get it going?
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
He's going to get lapped.
Oh, there he goes. 88 got the 4 turned around.
Dale Jarrett bounced off the wall.
Behind you. Caution's out. Caution's out.
Eight cars who had made green flag pit stops stayed on track under this yellow. They are tail end of the lead lap in front of Kurt Busch. They run from 18th to 25th positions, and they're hoping to stay in front of Kurt Busch, catch a quick caution, come back around and rejoin the chase for the win.
But they need a caution flag. Bobby Labonte is the guy that really gets hurt if they can't get that caution flag, because Labonte now is 15th in NASCAR Nextel Cup points. He was in, now he's out.
Are we hearing about McMurray? Maybe not running on all 8 cylinders now? That's the 11th place driver.
There's some speculation about whether the 97 can make it or not, but as far as we know, he's fine. Keep after him, and he brought him out again. Doing great. He's definitely in trouble on gas.
Hey, here comes the leader. The leader's out of fuel.
There you go. Kurt Busch diving in for his stop with 8 laps to go. Jeremy Mayfield is out in front.
Nothing behind you, no pressure. You are the freaking man. I hear you, bud, I hear you. Great job, buddy, great job, guys. That's awesome, that's awesome.
And Ryan Newman makes it to the checkered flag and in to the chase for the Nextel Cup.
Good job, Mark. 3-5, and you should be 8th in the Nextel Steel. 8. Great job, everybody. Everyone did an awesome job tonight. Awesome. Way to go, Mark. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
That's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Win us the championship now, babe.
He got run for the championship, top 10 points, 1 race. Don't get no better.
The historic chase for the Nextel Cup commenced in Loudon, New Hampshire. 10 men were separated by a mere 50 points, each vying for NASCAR's most coveted prize. The other 33 drivers on the track weren't in the chase, but still had the ability to affect its outcome.
Robbie Gordon got into contact with the Greg Biffle machine, spun the singular wireless Chevrolet around.
Hit the rear corner just a little bit. I will get him.
Robbie Gordon retaliated, resulting in more than 1 victim.
Greg Biffle, Jeremy Mayfield. Oh, who's that? Tony Stewart.
Getting caught up in somebody else's mess.
Man, oh man.
So 2 of the drivers in the chase for the Nextel Cup involved in a mess. Jeremy Mayfield, Tony Stewart.
Ooh, a lot of damage here on that 20 car. They got a lot of work.
Very heavily damaged, and it doesn't look good for Tony Stewart.
Ryan Newman also suffered a setback as an engine problem forced his car to the garage.
Ryan, NASCAR, so we got to pull it in. 4 coming in.
Wow. Tough break.
While some struggled, others surged ahead.
And for the lead, Junior is there.
Grandstands come to their feet here in turns 1 and 2. Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the lead.
Kurt Busch and Dale Earnhardt Jr. battled back and forth, with number 97 getting the better of it.
Goes back by Junior.
Busch looking to sweep the season in New Hampshire and make a major statement in the chase for the championship.
Kurt Busch sees the checkered flag and begins his chase for the Nextel Cup with a victory.
After one race, Busch was in a first-place tie with Junior. The next stop in the chase was the infamous Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware. Matt Kenseth took an early lead.
Matt Kenseth on the point, pulls away quickly by at least 4 car lengths already over Ryan Newman.
At lap 120, Kenseth headed to the pits with a tire problem. But his predicament was just beginning.
Is that Matt Kenseth?
It is, yes.
Matt Kenseth has hit the barrier coming onto the entrance of pit road.
Just lost control and slid into the tire barriers.
This is the most difficult pit lane to get on.
One man's misfortune is another's opportunity. With Kenseth in the garage, Kurt Busch and Ryan Newman raced for the lead.
Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch racing for the lead. Newman having the lane covered. Going to force Busch to follow his tire tracks down the back straightaway. In turn 3 again, both drivers driving in deep into the corner, and Busch is there, almost pushing him through the corner.
Kurt Busch took the lead away just a lap or so ago, but Ryan Newman staying right with him. Ryan about a car length or so behind him as they go back over to 3.
Newman regained the advantage at lap 196 and never looked back.
Started on the outside of the front row, took the lead at the drop of the green flag into the first corners, and has just about held it the entire afternoon. Dominating performance by Ryan Newman. He wins at Dover.
Jeff Gordon finished third, taking the top spot in the standings. But the day belonged to Ryan Newman and the 12 team. Entering Talladega, the chase competitors looked to put their best foot forward. 57 points separated the top 5 contenders.
Who would you pick to win? Everybody would pick to win. That car, the red one right there.
You can see how they're running in a big pack out there. The 8 of Earnhardt Jr. next to the 24 Ford.
Bump drafting, combined with sweltering track temperatures, played a crucial role in the race, especially for Jimmie Johnson.
You can see some of the cosmetic damage to the front of the car from all the bump drafting. The water had climbed to 280 degrees at one point. A tough break for this driver who was 4th in the championship standings coming in.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that's too bad.
The number 8 car was the class of the field. For most of the race, Junior's main competition was himself.
Keep me posted on laps. I mean, I got to get going here. I mean, got to get serious. Don't let me fall asleep here and let the end of the race go by. Hello, hello. 60 laps to go.
With 11 laps to go, the race leader pitted under green.
Right here, 2 rights, boys, 2 rights, gas.
Junior added 2 fresh tires, but the decision to do so put him several cars back.
Will that be enough? Will 2 tires help you?
Here comes the 8 car shot out of the barrel.
I'm telling you, he's not going to be bored now. That's for sure. He's going to try to shoot the middle.
Junior pushed by the 21 to second. Now looks high on the 29 of Harvick.
Man, look at this 8 car go.
The fans on their feet. Junior around the outside, looking for his 5th win at Talladega. Works his way back to the front. And Junior, where his father won 10 times.
Oh, we got a car sideways in the
Win
trail.
number 5, the checker is out, and somebody upside down. Elliott Sadler
again
lands on his wheels.
Yeah, good save right there. You all right?
He got hit in the right front fender, turned his car inside the racetrack, and the worst thing you want to do with a race car, get on the grass.
The roof flaps deploy, but not enough to keep that 38 on the ground, and Elliott Sadler takes the Talladega tumble.
In a wild finish, the number 8 team regained the championship edge. But their celebration was short-lived, as a post-race slip of the tongue proved detrimental.
We just want to keep on doing good, man. One race at a time, we might just win it.
What does it mean to win here, not only once, but to win here 5 times?
Well, it don't mean shit right now. Daddy's done won here 10 times, so I got to do a little more, do more winning, but we're going to get there.
Junior was deducted 25 points, surrendering the chase lead to Kurt Busch. Good fortune followed the number 97 team heading into Kansas.
Trouble on the back straightaway. One car spins around right in the face of Ricky Rudd. It's Kurt Busch. Jimmie Johnson gets gathered up. He gets spun down into the grass.
Somehow, the number 97 avoided damage in the accident.
And I'm telling you, you just can't do this. You couldn't do that one time in 100 and not be hit.
Jimmie Johnson wouldn't be as lucky later in the race.
Oh, trouble behind the leaders.
Jimmie Johnson.
Jimmie Johnson, another championship contender across the track to the inside on the grass. Heavy damage again for the 48. That really leaves them in desperate straits in the chase for the championship.
Looks like it just come out from under him, Chad.
Busch finished 6th, retaining the points lead. The improbable race also featured an improbable winner.
Nemechek leads by 3 car lengths. Ricky Rudd loses ground to him in turn 4. Rudd makes one final run to the inside, can't quite pull up alongside, and Joe Nemechek goes to victory lane in the Banquet 400.
After 4 races, Kurt Busch occupied the driver's seat in the chase for the championship. Heading into Charlotte, Jimmie Johnson was running out of second chances. He trailed leader Kurt Busch by 247 points. Throughout the chase, the number 97 team had experienced good fortune, and this race would be no different.
Which of the championship contenders will have trouble tonight?
Already, the 10 car, Scott Riggs. We got another car. They're wrecking.
Greg Biffle's in the wall. That's Kurt Busch, the championship leader. The blue and yellow car on the bottom of the racetrack. How much damage?
I don't think he got much damage out of that.
Busch's fortuity was matched only by his skill.
Oh, trouble. Who's in it? Did Martin get a piece of it? It was Spencer that spun out.
Through the grass. Woo! Hang on, Kurt. Good job. That's hard to do. Driving through the grass at 170 miles per hour.
Once again, Busch's car remained unscathed, meaning Johnson was going to have to earn every point. In his way was rookie sensation Kasey Kahne. Luck would ride with only one.
Looks like he's going to get it. Trouble, turn 2. Oh my goodness, Kasey Kahne, the race leader, has hit the wall.
Terrible news for Kasey Kahne. Once again, he is robbed.
It looked like Kasey Kahne might get his first win. Jimmie Johnson, the recipient of Kasey Kahne's bad luck.
4 of the 6 races before this final 10-race chase, Johnson finished 30th or worse. He's now less than a lap from the checkered flag tonight, and a sweep of the season's races here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Jimmie Johnson wins the UAW GM Quality 500. Jimmie Johnson back with his momentum in his championship bid in 2004.
With 5 races left, Johnson remained far back in the standings. Yet he traveled to Martinsville with a renewed determination.
Every year that goes by, I see more and more how if I was patient in different situations how things would have been better or come out differently.
Almighty Jimmie Johnson moving his way up through the field, strong on the track, getting good help from his guys in the pits. Before the last caution, crew chief Chad Knaus calling out lap time, saying you're as fast as the leader, but please, easy on the brakes.
Johnson steadily moved through the field, eventually taking the lead. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wasn't as patient, and it cost him coming off pit road.
Oh, he hit Dale Jarrett. Caution flag is out.
Don't be surprised if Earnhardt just drives out the gate and heads south.
Junior finished 33rd, losing valuable position in the point standings. Johnson continued to make up ground in the chase.
Jimmie Johnson comes off turn 4 looking for the checker flag. A walk in the park for Jimmie Johnson. No one anywhere close to him. He comes to the line and wins the Subway 500, his second win in a row.
Hugs and high fives, not only with Jimmie Johnson's team, but also with Jeff Gordon, his Hendrick teammate. You know it's going to be a pretty good celebration in Victory Lane.
But there would be no celebrating at Martinsville.
Normally, we would go to Victory Lane at this point for the post-race celebration. That will not be the case today. I'm with Jim Hunter, who's NASCAR's Vice President of Corporate Communications. And Jim, you have some very sad news.
Yes, we've been made aware. The FAA reported they lost contact with a Hendrick Motorsports airplane. They lost it on radar. That's all the information we have.
The team soon learned that a Hendrick Motorsports plane had crashed on the way to the track. All 10 people on board were killed, including engine builder Randy Dorton, as well as 4 family members of team owner Rick Hendrick. The next weekend in Atlanta, Team Hendrick was racing for much more than a trophy.
I can't thank everybody in the whole industry for the support of this team, myself, and the Hendrick family.
I know everybody on our Hendrick Motorsports team is going to work awful hard to try to get one of our cars in Victory Lane.
You know, Hendrick Motorsports, this DuPont Chevrolet team has never been so driven and ready for a race or for a championship battle as I think we are right now.
Last week, it doesn't even seem like we raced with the loss of our close friends and everything that we've been through. Hopefully we can win today, but if not, we're going to put in a good solid effort and just do all that we can.
Kurt Busch entered as the points leader, but he couldn't afford a misstep.
Oh, smoke! The championship leader's in trouble.
She came into this race with a big lead over both Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. It will go away instantaneously.
Busch's loss would be Mark Martin's gain.
And Mark Martin goes by the 8 car and takes over the 3rd spot. Here goes Mark Martin's 2nd spot.
Mark Martin was 224 points behind Kurt Busch starting the day. And a win today would really boost his championship hopes.
Martin took the lead at lap 78 and dominated for most of the day. As the number 6 team surged, the number 24 team was teetering.
We're in trouble. Okay, I just want to let you know. Way loose, way too loose. It just won't get off the right rear. That's the problem right now. It's just all on the right rear.
Big problems for Jeff Gordon. They couldn't get the DuPont Chevrolet to roll. It looks like for a moment the transmission was locked up on that car. And now, once again, it hangs up again. It looks like maybe a broken rear end gear for Jeff Gordon.
With Gordon in the garage, the focus was on 48.
Jimmie Johnson in the 48 car currently running second. He is the highest running hope right now for the Hendrick Motorsports team after their difficult week and the accident of last Sunday.
Johnson was not going to be denied.
Jimmie Johnson side by side with Mark Martin. Now he swings up in front of our new race leader for the first time today. It's Johnson.
Boy, those tires look like they did make a big difference.
A decision to not pit under green may have cost Martin the win.
And the fact the pit stayed closed hose helped them out. It gave them time to change the air pressure in their tires so that Jimmy, with just a short run ahead of them, would have the proper air pressure in those tires.
With 4 fresh tires, Johnson raced towards the checkered flag. Never would a win be more meaningful.
Jimmy Johnson talked about Rick Hendrick. He said, in extraordinary circumstances, extraordinary people do extraordinary things. Now Johnson's trying to do something special for all the people at Hendrick Motorsports and take the family to victory lane.
Mark Martin is coming. He's closing on the 48 car. He may run out of time. There may not be enough laps.
Trying to hold off Mark Martin. They will race back to the stripe, and Jimmy Johnson will win his 3rd race in a row.
Loving memory all the way.
Jimmy Johnson with his 7th victory of the season after a terrible 7 days.
There is no medicine like that. It doesn't change anything, and we don't get back our friends that we've lost, but it sure makes it feel better.
I don't know if it was meant to be or not, but I guarantee you, Randy Dorton, it wasn't just his engine under the hood today.
The 6 car was coming, but I had 10 angels riding on this race car.
Welcome to the Valley of the Sun.
Kurt Busch, the championship leader, starts 28th. He may be leading the points, but the hottest story is Jimmy Johnson.
He's the talk of the garage area as possibly one of the cars to beat. If he does it 4 in a row, he'll be the first guy to do that since 1998 when Jeff Gordon performed that feat.
Time may be running out for Mark Martin to win his first ever Cup.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. needed a strong showing to get back into title contention.
Green flag goes in the air, and we're underway in the Checker Auto Parts 500.
Here comes the 8 car.
Junior awfully strong. He'll use the apron in turn 2 to pick up that position and slot in line in front of Mears on the back straightaway.
Battle for second now. Junior trying to score more points.
Battle for the lead as Junior goes by Ryan Newman.
The number 8 team's main competition was the number 24 car of Jeff Gordon.
3 wide through turns 1 and 2, and Jeff Gordon goes to the top of the leaderboard.
Junior battled back to the front as the race came to a close.
Junior is 5 seconds and change behind Jeff Gordon.
For the win, there are 9 laps to go.
Almost leaning on each other, Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the lead at Phoenix.
Earnhardt Jr. to the lead. After 2 straight 33rd place finishes, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s championship bid is back on track. He wins at Phoenix.
The win propelled Junior back into the title chase, as he now trailed Kurt Busch by 47 points. The second to last stop of the season was the legendary Darlington Raceway for the final running of a historic event.
This track is so tough on tires, it just kills your tires. So you as a driver, you're paying so much attention, just try to keep the race car off the wall.
It's one of NASCAR's great traditions dating back to 1950. Today, the final running of the Southern 500. How will this race affect the chase for the championship?
The number 97 car led early.
Kurt Busch with 0.6 of a second lead over Jimmy Johnson. There are the top 2.
Battle for the lead. Jimmy Johnson's going after it. Pulls down to the inside of Kurt Busch's Ford.
Jimmy Johnson said after that terrible race he had in Kansas, his mind switched just to offense. No more defense from us from that point on.
Busch was trying to defend his points lead, and it would not be easy.
Something going on with Kurt Busch?
Yeah, here's your championship leader. He has fender damage pushed up under the right front tire. He may have a tire rub.
As the sun started to set, pit strategy proved all the more pivotal.
Battery's dead on the 8 car. He said battery is dead. They told him turn everything off that you can. Let's see if we can limp it home.
This could be the most important 13 to 14 second pit stop these guys have made all year as Jimmy Johnson slides to a stop.
Jeff Gordon still a little bit loose. They're going to try and tweak the chassis just a little bit to tighten him up. Looks like they got tangled up on the air cord on the rear tire. They're waiting on the right rear, still waiting on the 24. Now he's going. Costly seconds to drop the leader back in the pack.
Junior comes to pit road, third place man in the championship, shuts off the car. Jay Guarneri, the man inside, has already got the battery reconnected. The new battery is in.
No adjustments planned this time for Jimmie Johnson.
Left side tires are going on. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel for Jimmie Johnson. He is down and away.
Battle for the lead. McMurray half a car length out in front of Jimmie Johnson.
Johnson again looking to the inside, but Jamie McMurray fighting hard, refusing to yield.
There it is. Inside of 9 laps to go, Jimmie Johnson to the front at Darlington.
Jimmie Johnson taking the lady in black for a dance.
Johnson had overcome a seemingly insurmountable deficit. He was now within 18 points of the leader with just 1 race remaining.
When the 10-race chase for the Cup began at New Hampshire in September, Gordon was first, Johnson second, Earnhardt third, Busch was 7th, and Martin was 8th. One of those 5 drivers will take home the Cup this afternoon. Kurt Busch with that 18-point lead, looking for his first championship, trying to bring another one to his car owner, Jack Roush.
We've got the mental advantage going in because they know they have to catch us now.
Jimmie Johnson trying to bring a special championship to his car owner, Rick Hendrick. Jeff Gordon looking for his 5th championship. Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking for his first, and so is 45-year-old Mark Martin.
For a team to take home the title, strategy was just as important as skill.
One of the most exciting championships about to be settled here at Homestead Miami Speedway this afternoon. Green flag goes in the air. Head off to turn number 1. Kurt Busch immediately tries to get out there, make sure he can lead that first lap as he goes over to turn 2.
That's the first order of business. Get that 5-point bonus for leading a lap, and so far so good.
Greg Biffle goes around, takes over the top spot. He now leads the way.
Jeff Gordon drives it deep into turn number 1. He'll take the 2nd spot away, slides up in front of Kurt Busch.
Crew chief Jimmy Bennick talked to Kurt Busch about the tires, said your tires are fine, but their camber should not be an issue.
I'd like to take air out of that tire, but I can't, because otherwise it puts too much more stress on that tire. Gotcha. Yeah, we need to wash our right front.
A tire problem forced Busch to pit, but the worst was yet to come.
Trouble here at Homestead for the championship leader, Kurt Busch.
Oh, and he loses the wheel. Wow. Or loses the tire.
And he just missed clobbering the end of that wall.
The number 97 team frantically tried to replace the right tire and put Busch back onto the lead lap.
I believe that he stayed on the lead lap.
Front wheel just broke. 10-4, I guess we get to buy all new wheels next year.
The malfunction dropped Busch to 3rd in points behind new leader Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon came on the radio when he saw the caution. He said, why are they throwing the caution? There's nothing on the racetrack. Robbie Loomis quietly said, it's the tire from the 97. That's all they told him. He said, oh.
So Jeff Gordon running in 4th place now and leading the championship as they run.
But Gordon soon had problems of his own.
Last time by, Jeff Gordon keyed the mic and said, look at my left rear tire. Does it look down to you? He says, it feels a little funny.
With his teammate momentarily sidelined, Jimmie Johnson took over the points advantage.
Johnson 3rd, Gordon 16th, Busch 17th, Earnhardt Jr. 8th, Martin 10th. That's what the standings look like at the moment.
Jimmie Johnson has won 4 of the last 5 races. Now he's racing his heart out to get as many points as he can.
As the race came to a close, friends became foes. Johnson relinquished the points edge as Gordon battled back to the front.
The teammates, 10th spot at stake there.
Jeff Gordon didn't move over, and Gordon give it to Jeff in the 24.
Busch wasn't about to bow out yet.
Every single spot is so important right these. Every one of these drivers knows it now as he takes the spot from Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Jeff Gordon keeps moving up. Kurt needs more points.
He's got to pass some more cars.
And pass he did.
Kurt Busch trying to get around Kevin Harvick. If he passes him, it's 4 more points.
At lap 208, Busch regained the points lead, but the Hendrick cars were right in his rearview mirror. A caution flag late in the race set up a green-white checkered finish.
Jeff Gordon, 4-time series champion, starts in the 4th position. Robbie Loomis just told him, a win can still do it for you, meaning the championship.
With only 2 laps remaining, the entire season was at stake.
Jeff Gordon, Jimmie Johnson, Kurt Busch behind Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle. Who wins and who wins the title?
Tony Stewart sets sail, and talk about a mad scramble from 2nd place on back. It is on in turn 1.
Gordon looking for 2nd on Biffle. And Biffle looking for the lead on Tony Stewart. Johnson 3 wide to the outside.
How about that move for Biffle? Hung on to it and took the lead at the same time.
White flag, 1 lap to go. Look at this. Kurt might get challenged by some of these guys coming up behind him.
He certainly doesn't need to lose those positions.
Kurt Busch in 5th and trying to hang on to that spot. If he stays there, he wins the title. Checkered flag is up. Greg Biffle wins the Ford 400 at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Gordon finish 2nd and 3rd. It's not going to be enough. Kurt Busch is the 2004 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series champion.
Busch won with an 8-point edge, the closest margin of victory in NASCAR history. Consistency and perseverance were number 97's best assets during the historic 2004 season. The inaugural chase for the championship proved a success, resulting in a banner year for the Nextel Cup Series and its champion, Kurt Busch.